Patriots win, beating the Baltimore Ravens in a pretty close and exciting game. Kind of a somber night for, I think, most people, especially if you watch this channel, because Trevion Henderson set to have a big night. Stevenson's night probably indicates that Hendy would have had a good night. Touchdown, probably some big plays, maybe a huge pop-off run like he usually does. But no, he got hurt in this game. Thankfully, nothing long-term, but a head injury. Head hit the ground, obviously concussed, went into the locker room, did not return. This was a huge blow to fantasy football lineups, especially across this community. Drake May, amazing performance. Lamar ended up getting hurt. That killed fantasy rosters as well. So many injuries. So many injuries. This season is the worst season of injuries and busts that I've ever seen in my life. And I've done this professionally for over 20 years. And I've never seen injuries or busts, even one of what we've gotten handed this year. If you take just the busts, I've never seen this many busts in a top 50 overall, looking back at top 50 ADP. And if you just take that out and don't count that and you look at just injuries, I've never seen so many injuries in a top 50 ever before in 20 plus years of doing this. Combined, we haven't seen any one of those individually. The combined injuries and busts in the top 50 have been crazy. But a lot of people did make it. I've got a few teams that went on, but not the ones I care about. The one that I care about most was the Best Ball Mania team. This one right here that lost by, it was within 0.02 points, and then Diggs caught that last pass. And I'm unfortunately, my season's probably done on Underdog, but I am within 5 points of making the finals, which has like 400 people in it. I forget how many make it to the next round. It's 2 to 400, 2 to 500, something around there, out of hundreds and thousands of entries. So was a nice fight. Probably looking like I'm winning 1,000, I think, at this moment. Just such a bummer. I'll throw up my squad here and we'll look at it, but it's just such a bummer. We'll talk about it on the other side of the intro. Hendy, concussion, head injury. Lamar out. Patriots win. Drake May, amazing. Diggs, amazing. Derrick Henry, amazing. A lot of fantasy goodness we'll talk about. And then let's move on to week number, well, we got tomorrow's game as well. Colts and Niners. Anybody has questions there? Move on to week 17, but also talk 2026. I don't want anybody saying none of this crap like I'll be back next year. See you in August. This is a 365 thing. And it's prep time for some of you. Let's close it out in week 17 for some of you. But we can do both at the same time. The Fantasy Football Show Graveyard Show begins right now.
You're watching a Graveyard Stream. Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Jeez, man. I'll tell you, I normally I don't take L's very hard. I play in a lot of leagues. I try and keep myself not even affected by that stuff. You know, lose a big league, not a big deal. Have another one, fine. This one means a lot because it's the Underdog Best Ball Mania. It's $2 million prize. You know, being in the next round, I'm going to finish as second place in my grouping of 16 in round 2 of the playoffs. This is technically round 3, but round 2 of the playoffs. And to finish in second place within 4 or 5 points, the only shot I have is Brian Robinson Jr. You know, if something happens and they use him a ton and he scores, but here's the dilemma and the rub is that my third running back is Zach Charbonnet with 15.4 points. So for Brian Robinson to even calculate points at all, he has to get past 15.4, my lowest scoring running back, my flex play. And he's then got to score the 5 or 6 points I need beyond that. So I need 21.4 points in order to win Best Ball or win round 3 really, but round 2 of the playoffs of my grouping of 16 to advance to the final 300 to 400 people that are competing for $2 million. No matter what, it looks like I'm getting $1,000 back. That's cool, you know, but just a big downer. Team looks amazing. Burrow, Bijan, Harvey, Charbonnet, JSN, Michael Wilson, Kyle Williams really stepped up in this game and got me into a position where it was within .02. And then Travis Hunter getting hurt, Luther Burden getting hurt, Yoshi Voss doing nearly nothing. Fannin and McBride. McBride did nothing. Like just thinking about all the things that went wrong. And I know a lot of you have this too, so we're venting frustrations together, but it's like all the things I had go wrong in this. It feels like a simulation. It has to be. I know I keep talking about that, but I don't know. I'm starting to believe it. Because I literally had McBride, Wilson, Bijan, and Harvey with 5 minutes left in each of their games. One had 7 minutes left. I forget which one had the 7 minutes. And I couldn't get 5 points out of the combined 4 of those guys. And those were monsters. All I needed was 5 points to get ahead of this guy. And my guys just didn't step up. Not in the final 5 minutes. They did overall. But just an unbelievably good team that falls short. And I honestly think I'd have a shot at the $2 million prize next round of the final couple hundred that are damn left. Good year on Underdog, though, I'll say. I'm happy with the way that it turned out regardless. I'm proud of this particular entry, but it is what it is. And if you guys want to partake in that, you can do a week 16 draft. You can do a playoff only draft. If your team is out, I can't stand when I see people say, I'll see you next year. You can play Underdog, promo code Smitty, play 5, get 75. You can do this at any moment on Underdog and draft just for playoffs, draft just for week 17, draft just for, there's different contests that make it fun, but here's the link to that if anybody wants to do that. But if your season is over, you just start over on Underdog, do it live. What a day. Let's go over this game real quick. And appreciate all of you in here. This is the game right here. Drake May, 380 and 2 touchdowns, 1 INT. Drake May had 10 carries for 25 yards on the ground. Ramondre Stevenson, 8 for 51, 6.4 a pop, 1 TD. Stevenson also caught 2 catches for 27 yards. Henderson had 5 for 3, got injured. Head got slammed down to the ground. He didn't protect himself. We can blame the tackle, the defender, whatever. But at the end of the day, he let his head just kind of hit the ground. He needs to learn how to not do that. Diggs, 138, 9 catches. He needed about 3 or 4 catches for, I believe it was $500,000. And then he needed an additional 10. So he's probably about 3 or 4 catches away, maybe 4 or 5 catches away with 2 games left during the regular season to get another $500,000. He also needed about 260, I believe, to get another $500,000. So he's got $500,000 because he caught 3 passes tonight. Another $500,000 if he gets 3 or 4 more catches, I believe. And then another $500,000 if he gets another, I want to say 140, 150 yards in the next 2 weeks. So a lot of money at stake for him. On the other side of the ball, we have, so Diggs, great day. Other side of the ball, we got Zay Flowers, who kind of had a disappointing, he has good and bad games, and he does good stuff, and then he does bad stuff, and he fumbled the ball at the end. Didn't really give his team a chance. Derrick Henry, 18 for 128, 2 touchdowns. Very big day for King Henry. Very nice to see. Lamar Jackson, 101, 0 TDs, 0 INTs. That was that high risk, high reward play that we talked about where you have a chance to get 0 to 9 points, or you could get 40. He just brought a lot of high risk, high reward to the table. So if anybody was wavering between Burrow and Lamar, you can't beat yourself up over it. You took a chance that Lamar, given his long history of having these kind of big games and big moments, you took a stab at it, and you knew the risk because we said it all show long. A chance of getting you literally 2 to 8 points. And then he gets injured, and you can't predict that. Has a back injury. Doesn't come back into the game. Tyler Huntley goes 9 of 10, 65 yards, 0 TDs, 0 INTs. It was just a horrible conclusion for a lot of people to have Hendy go out, ruin their season. That's the thing is this Underdog team that I have, I didn't have Hendy go down in this particular game, but I lost Mahomes. Everybody's losing guys left and right. The worst part is to lose someone in the middle of the game where you have no chance of multiple weeks to catch up. This is the part where I understand where people take it really personal. And I feel you. I feel it right now. I mean, Underdog, I can't think of a bigger contest that you would be bummed about. So I totally feel what people are feeling. To be just one play away from being in this contest, it's a bummer. I am down right now. Zay Flowers, 7 of 84, costly fumble. One touchdown on the ground, though, 18-yard carry, so that salvaged his fantasy day. Mark Andrews, 21 yards, nothing. DeAndre Hopkins, 41 yards, whatever. No one used him anyway. Derrick Henry and Lamar and Flowers were the most likely used players here. Mark Andrews maybe too with the 21 yards. Not a very good fantasy football outing. Over on this side of the fence, Kyle Williams, 2 for 46 and a touchdown. Hunter Henry, a touchdown and 35 yards on 6 catches was pretty nice. So some good production in this game from a fantasy perspective, but what a kick to the sack on Hendy and Lamar during fantasy football semifinal week on Sunday night with only one game left in the actual round. Round 2, semifinal round. Unbelievable. Let me hit these super chats. Appreciate everybody being here. Again, if you lost, that's the thing too, is right now there's very few people left in any league, right? So there's going to be a lot of people feeling down. It's natural. You're going to see a lot of that, a lot of negativity, a lot of people being like, oh, I'm done. I can't believe this. And you're looking around and you're reading it and consuming it. I know that can be a drag, but, understand that, like, it gets narrowed down. 4 people, then 2 people, and then 1 person. Like, right now we're at the point where majority of everybody's out in every league, right? But we played a lot of leagues, so we seem to linger in one, out in another, linger in another. Injuries are hard to escape. There's no way someone has like 10 teams and has 10 teams advanced. It's just highly unlikely given all the injuries and busts that you can't foresee or predict. Bench Diggs, Harvey Moore, started BTJ Reed. I'm sorry, my boy. I mean, Harvey was nice. Harvey was a nice play. Why would you? No second guessing, bro. Don't even look back on it. It doesn't even matter. Sorry, my boy, for that. I wish you'd won. Need Juwan 26 points or I'm done. At least you got a shot. I need that exact number. Well, 21, 22 points from Brian Robinson Jr. So, you're in a much better spot. But yeah, anything can happen, bro. And Juwan's the kind of guy that could maybe get something like that. Was up 23 before tonight. I had Hendy, opponent had Flowers. I was up 2 when Flowers caught that last pass and fumbled 1 by 4. Ugly win, but in the chip. Nice job. Worldwide. Appreciate you dropping the super chat and the super chats all year. Hendy hurt, but still have a shot. Down 116 to 102. He has Kittle. I have CMC Pinheiro. I'd rather be... yeah, I don't know who I'd rather be. That's pretty close. Probably 50-50. Basically 50-50, yeah. Now CMC needs to do CMC things. I hear you. I'll be rooting for it in a way. And then in a separate universe, I'll be rooting for Brian Robinson Jr. Just need 7.2 from JT tomorrow. Let's punch in our ticket in the championship game in my other leagues. Let's go. Yeah, you should, unless there's an injury or some kind of weird circumstance. You should be able to get that. But yeah, you never know. Unbelievable week. Lot of travesty, a lot of sorrow, a lot of glory, a lot of amazing scoring. Burrow exploded. Harvey exploded. We got this other graphic with Chase Brown on it that we talked about earlier. Chase Brown exploded. Pickens exploded. A lot of good players, a lot of good performers. I wish it was my best ball team. I wish it was. I wish Hendy didn't get hurt. Nothing you can do about that, though. There's no way. Hendy's not susceptible to head injuries. He's susceptible if someone tackles him wrong to hit his head, though. He's got to work on that. He did not protect himself at all. But he's not susceptible to it. This is not something anybody could have seen coming. It's the damn simulation. Just a shot to the heart, man. When Hendy's head hit the ground and then I saw him not necessarily pop up, he was kind of like, I was like, and then the camera cut away and my heart sank. I was like, no. I knew it right away. I put it in the Patreon. No. And not everybody, I think, saw that cutaway and saw. It's crazy, man. It sucks. I'm going to open the phone lines now. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
And if those that don't know, Judkins suffered a catastrophic leg injury that I don't want to say is necessarily career-ending, but it is certainly going to put his 2026 in jeopardy, because this is not just a normal injury. This is like leg fracture with ankle fracture potentially, with maybe torn ligaments in the knee. His knee was absolutely thrashed. His whole leg was thrashed. They don't even know if they can categorize this as anything but a entire lower leg or entire leg injury. Like, it is completely just, leg was brutalized. And some of the ligament stuff is like secondary, you know. It's almost as if, like, when they talk about it and they go, okay, you know, I think they're potentially looking at emergency surgery if he didn't already have it, but they're going to end up saying he also tore his ACL in his MP. Like, it's going to be that peripheral, that secondary, like, not a concern about the ACL, torn MCL, the stuff that keeps you out a whole year. That is going to be peripheral because of what his injury is and how he fractured pretty much the whole damn thing. It's really, really bad for Judkins. This $50 hauler from Andor. Andor, appreciate you dropping the wad. Stay up, my boy. That Harvey TD run was awesome. Next year, we're going to come back stronger. Yeah, I mean, I'm still winning leagues, but the underdog thing was what I wanted, bro. You know, so I'm up. It's just, you know, to be so close, to get second by like less than a touchdown, less than, you know, one huge play, essentially. One big play. Kyle Williams would have caught like that last pass and put me in like 2-point range. Then I got, you know, a shot, and it was just, now I got everything on Brian Robinson Jr., who has to outscore Charbonnet and then score points to get me. It doesn't, you know, it's not going to happen. But still proud of the finish, you know, on the door of the top 500 in Underdog Best Ball Mania. So that's a pretty good, a top 500 finish in 200,000 entries. I don't know what it was. All right, let me go over to the phone lines in 1 second, but Andor, appreciate your $50 hauler, my friend. Andor to the moon. Let me go over to the 940. If the 510 can mute, let me go over to the 940. You're live. Thank you, Andor.
Yo, Smitty, it's T-Bone. How are you, brother?
What's up, T-Bone?
Man, I'm up 92-46. My opponent still has CMC, JT, and innings to play. But, man, I feel good, Smitty. I really feel good. Like, my team totally, you know, pooped the bed. I mean, I had Josh Allen and just guys, with the exception of Bijan and Kyle Pitts. But, man, Smitty, I'm feeling good, dude.
Why are you feeling good? I mean,
I'm feeling really good.
Glad you are, but, I mean, what are you feeling good about specifically? Just this was fun, or
just just kind of the game situation, because you got CMC and JT going against each other.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're not playing each other to where they both can go nuclear at once. I don't see them both going off. I see one going off for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, man, I just think it's pretty good just to be in this situation. So I appreciate you for all you did.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just.
Hey,
we're carrying it to the chip.
Yeah, live in the moment, bro, and enjoy the show. You know, enjoy this show, but also enjoy the show that you're, you know, the week 17. Just absorb it, take it in. Don't try and get too caught up on it. It's hard when you lose by a very minuscule, calculated thing. Like right now, I'm admittedly struggling with losing Best Ball Mania, and it sucks. I'll be over it within an hour, but I'm admittedly, genuinely disappointed. Very, very disappointed. It's not normally something I could easily shake. Lose a league, just shake it off within seconds, because I'm playing in another one where I'm winning. It's fine. But this one, you only have Best Ball Mania. That's the big ticket, you know, and it's like, it's a bummer. But it drives me. I'm so excited to go into next year already. I'm going to dominate Best Ball Mania next year. I'm going to diversify my portfolio. The mantra we're going to have here on the channel in 2026 is going to be diversification across our fantasy football portfolios. we're not gonna put all of our eggs in one basket. Not because we can't predict the future properly, but because we can't control the injuries and busts that are now more prevalent than they ever have been before. And I believe that's a pattern. And so now we need to recognize said pattern, and we need to diversify our portfolio, make sure we got a good abundance of different players to weather through things. And it's time to cook 2026 and, finish out what we got, in the leagues where we're winning. And if anybody else is still continue on in best ball, congratulations. We can root for you and cheer you on. Please let us know so we can do that. It does suck that my best ball journey, especially best ball mania, ended tonight, but maybe Brian Robinson Jr. does something remarkable. Maybe I'm not going to lose all hope. Maybe let's say CMC, and I'm not wishing injury upon him. Maybe they say, we're saving him for the playoffs. He banged his toe. He'll be fine. There's nothing, no one's rooting for anything. But then let's just put Brian Robinson Jr. in there. Or what if they get off to an early lead in the first 2 quarters and they sit CMC and B-Rob Jr. has 2 touchdowns, breaks 150-yard? Maybe it's possible. I need about 21 points from Brian Robinson Jr. to advance in Best Ball Mania and make the top, 300.
Yeah, no, man. I would need that whole scenario to go down for myself as well. But
yeah.
Hey, Smitty, keep your head up.
Oh
man,
yeah,
because you want people a lot of money.
My head's not down.
Just because you didn't. Yeah,
I hear you.
You didn't win that, man.
I don't need you to. Yeah, I don't need to be picked up off the floor or anything. I'm just. I'm gonna genuinely be honest with my emotions, and I'm a little bummed. I think it's good you see me flustered 100%. A little bit. I'm a human being, and it's okay to be bummed. But I'm not gonna stop doing what I do, which is be bold. I'm not going to stop, but we're going to be more diversified. That's because of what we've encountered this year, and it definitely feels like a damn, impossible situation to get through if you just stack your team with one set of guys. It's something you could do a couple years ago. The busts and injuries are just through the roof. And I don't think that's going to be that much different next year. I think it could be lesser on one of the levels of injury or bust, but I think we're looking at some sort of weird pattern that's going to be maybe it has to do with some certain things. We'll find out later. Maybe it has to do with a lot of different things. I'm not going to get into all of them. Some of them. Anyway, anything else, bro?
No. But hey, Smitty, I made playoffs in all 3 of my leagues, and before I found your channel, I was literally averaging 10th or 11th place. So again, thank you for everything that you do, and I'm ready to have a big year with the community.
All right, man.
All right, have a good one,
brother. Off-season is going to be great. You're going to love it. All right, later, bro. All right, let me go over to the 940 caller. You're actually 940. Hang tight real quickly. Up 14 against McCaffrey. Hate to cheer for an injury. Yeah, don't cheer for an injury. Cheer for a safe alien abduction that will return him safely after. That's always the workaround. If you ever need to say something you don't want to say, I hope he has visitors that say, let's have a cup of tea up in our saucer up there. And he says, oh, go ahead and do that. Let's let B-Rob's got it. B-Rob, can you cover my shift? That's all you're asking. Up by 75. He has CMC and Kittle. I'd rather be you being up 75. Thank you, Andor, again for appreciate you for the super chat. And I think 940, you're live. Hello?
You're on mute, brah.
All right, he's not there. Travis, you're live.
Hey, what's up? I don't know if anyone mentioned what happened with BBQ's matchup. Did anyone say that yet?
No.
So he had lost, and that last Drake May rush won it for him.
Wow.
He got into the championship. Yeah. Congrats to BBQ. He deserved it too, man. He had some brutal luck. I'm not sure what league it was. He was in the Patriots.
Okay.
And he was like, "Oh, I lost." And on that last
rush, that's awesome.
I think he was lost by like 0.33 or something. And that last run where May got loose and ran and then slid down before it went to the end zone.
That's fantastic.
So
Congrats, BBQ. Congrats.
He's had some rough luck lately, so happy to see that.
Yeah. Racing Boy says, was almost a liar, Smitty. I was down more than I thought, but Drake May prevailed. I'm up by 4 with Tyler Warren left, and he's played out. Nice job, bro. Racing Boy with that's a $20 hauler, by the way. Racing Boy to the motherfucking moon.
Super chat alert.
Thank you, Racing Boy. Appreciate you dropping the 20 wad. All right, Travis, real quickly, let me just go around the phone line first. Fred, you're live.
Hey, what's up? Tough day for me today. Had Hendy in both my leagues.
Yeah.
That hurt, but just wanted to call in and thank you for all your help this year.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry, man. I wish. I know it's not my fault Hendy got hurt, but I do. Whenever there's a player that you're pushing so much that the entire community's heavily invested in, and I know not in every league, but it weighs on you. This is definitely not for the faint of heart, this type of business. And by no means does it change any of my thinking other than I'm strategically looking at like, hey, I think there's an advantage doing this. It's not me ever going, you know what, I'm going to stop being less bold or so bold. I'm going to start being a little more careful. I'm not like that. But I do recognize when something needs to change for a specific reason, and that is diversification. That's going to be our mantra. I'm not saying I won't draft a lot of teams with, let's say, the next Hendy. And Hendy was fantastic. I mean, look at Harvey. He drafted a lot of teams with Harvey. It delivered. So it can benefit you to be oversaturated, but it certainly is going to be on my mind and a mantra that we a slogan, one of the commandments of the channel, if you will. And I'm going to create a commandments, by the way, this offseason. But it will be diversification. And it could be to the degree where I call my brute force drafting best ball technique, where you take like puppy 1 and you draft all of the same kind of team, just different variations based on your draft slot. Like you're never going to draft the same team in puppy 1. Then maybe in puppy 2, you do a completely different build. Maybe in puppy 3, you do a completely different build. In Best Ball Mania, you don't necessarily have to have all your diversification across everything. You can focus on something specific too, but diversification will be important. I just think there's something going on in the league that it's going to be repetitive now. Injuries. I mean, just look at the concussions. Why are guys concussed so much now? Why are guys...
Like every time they hit their...
Yeah, it didn't happen before.
Every time they hit their head, it's a concussion.
And you could say, oh, Smitty, they just didn't report it. They didn't. No. There are guys hitting their head and they didn't pop up. Now it's like they're down and out. Why are guys' Achilles falling apart like paper? You could there's a lot of conspiracies. I'm not going to get into any of them, but you wonder about some things, and you wonder if you're going to see it happen at a more frequent rate. These Achilles injuries are wild. Some of it's shoes. Some of it's the cleats, the low tops, the way they cut them now. Like there's a lot of different things that go into certain things. ACLs were really prevalent for a long time, and then they went away for a little while. Now they're kind of back. Knee injuries are pretty bad. You got turf, more turf than ever. And so that there's, regardless, it doesn't matter what the reasons are. The pattern is here. I'm recognizing the pattern and I'm reacting to the pattern. The pattern is we will have injuries that are out of our control every single season. And it's not like, it used to be like, oh, if you escape that one injury, you're good. You could win the championship. But it's like one thing that you could hit you and you'd be out. You remember like 10 years ago, it's like, oh, if you could avoid the one injury, then you're good. But now it's like your whole team is susceptible. You're losing multiple players at some point during the season, whether it's for 4 weeks, a season, whatever. And so you have to prepare. And this will go into my plan of attack that I've implemented for years, which is multiple quarterback drafting, not early on in non-best ball where you're taking in a mom and pop home league, you're taking a quarterback in round 3 and in round 5. But it's recognizing that, oh my God, Mahomes is going to be in round 7 or 8 because of his recovery. And we're taking Josh Allen in round 3. And now we have these two quarterbacks. And I'm taking the next Drake May, whoever I like, in round, but I'm not stopping at 2 QBs. People make fun of the channel. I had a couple other people that were in the business that would like, it got back to me that they were like, they're making fun of you on this other channel or whatever, because you promote drafting more than 2 QBs in a 12-man non-best ball format. You never draft more than 2 QBs. You're wasting a roster spot. I'm sorry, but there are certain things that we're going to implement that other people don't, and I could give 2 shits what other people do. Having stacked quarterback rooms is a safety net that is a must going forward. Injuries are crazy. BBQ dropping 20 gifted memberships. BBQ, we heard about your win on that Drake May run. BBQ is cooking tonight.
Let him cook.
Congrats, BBQ. BBQ doing work. That's awesome news. All right, go ahead. Who was I talking to? Fred? Fred, what else you got?
Fred. Nothing much. Yeah, I mean, it was just tough all around. I had Allen in one league and then Lamar in the other, so it was just brutal. I was going crazy on Amon-Ra's touchdown when they called it back. But yeah, I like Hendy, and thanks for all the help. And yeah, we'll attack 2026.
All right, later, bro. Who's growling like a grizzly bear in the background? Who was that? Was that John or was that 713? Who was the grizzly bear? Just be honest. It's okay.
That's John.
John, you're live since you're already making noises. What was that? Was that a yawn? What was that?
Sorry, Smitty.
Was that a yawn?
Sorry, Smitty. No, it was a yawn. It was a cough.
Oh, all right. John, you all right?
Yeah, sorry.
All right, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm fine. Hey, down 29. I got JT and Kittle. I just wanted to get your opinion.
Down 29, JT and Kittle. I'd rather be down.
Yeah.
He has nobody.
He's done.
I'd rather have JT and Kittle.
It's gonna be close, huh?
Yeah, it is close. I'd rather have JT and Kittle. It's probably like a 55-45 percent. But I'd rather have Kittle and JT. Yeah. But I don't know, man. The thing about that,
I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, the thing why I'd be nervous is like imagine doing the hires on both of them and you don't land either, and you're like, God, why didn't I just do lowers? Like you anything can happen. Anything can happen. JT could get shut down. Rivers is situated. It's just a very, they can maybe win a game or escape by, but this Rivers does water it down. And then who knows what needs to happen on the other side of the ball? Who gets taken out early, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I mean, I'd rather be you, I think, in a vacuum.
But JT's been putting it, so I need him tomorrow. I need him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully he delivers,
I
bro.
appreciate it.
All right, hey, appreciate you.
Yep, I appreciate it.
Later, pal.
Bye-bye.
$20 hauler from, who's this? 274.
Alert.
Appreciate you.
Super chat alert.
274. Thank you for the super, my man. I'm heading to the championship of the home league for the first time. Thanks for pointing me in the right direction and keeping locked in. Cheers. No matter what, win or loss, we're proud of you, and make sure you're back here. You never leave, preparing for 2026 once that game is concluded, but we'll be rooting for you. Did Tampa Bay forget Ibuka was on the team? For all the people that hate Buka right now, and I understand, he was the leading yardage getter for the receiving room. Like, let me just quickly remind everybody as they crap on him instead of crapping just on Baker. But you can crap on me if you want and say, why start him when Baker hadn't turned it around? I get it. I understand. I'm not mad at you for being mad that I believe Baker was going to play better. But Baker's the reason Buka doesn't do well. But it is what it is, and at this point, I understand. If anybody did make it to the next round and they have Buka, you got to look at your decisions and say who's safer. I get it. And I'll be as objective as I can on that question if you give it to me. But it's hard to predict whether Baker's bouncing back once he's getting his whole arsenal of weaponry back, because he hadn't had it all tied together very well. So it was easy it's easy to play Monday morning quarterback with it, but he did have a 40-yard catch, and he had Baker absolutely not connecting with him again, just like he had the week prior. And if anybody says that Buka was trash for the last 4 weeks, his production, his box score was trash, but he was not. He would have had 5 touchdowns in the last 4 weeks. So anybody saying that Buka has played like trash all the last 4 or 5 weeks doesn't. They're in their feelings and they don't know better, but they're talking out of their rear end, because he literally should have had on Baker's One of them was Puka's fault, but on Baker's fault, 5 touchdowns over the last 4 weeks. And it is what it is. Like, recognizing that Baker's not going to fix that is the problem. I get that, and I take ownership of that. But to talk trash and people saying, I knew Puka wasn't very good, like, that is, you're in your feelings. You need to step back and realize how good Puka is. Puka's a superstar in the making. This was his rookie season where he was so good. He hadn't done a single lick until the last well over a month ago, and he just recently creeped out of the top 10 wide receivers. So you can think what you want. Going forward, Olave over Puka easily this week, but we got to understand how good Puka is. Puka is a stud, and if you want to run away from him, I'm telling you right now. One second, Travis. I'm telling you right now. I will be cranking out Puka content in the offseason like you can't imagine because of all the Panic Peters and the discount we're about to get, not only in Dynasty, but in redraft because of the Panic Peters on Puka. I hope he does nothing next week. I hope Puka does nothing next week and does something of note to just make us know everything's good with him physically. But I want him to go under the radar walking into the offseason because all these Panic Peters and talking out of their rear end Rodgers are going to we're going to reap the rewards, and they're going to be sitting there looking at our rosters with Puka that we get at pennies on the dollar, just like we got him this year on pennies on the dollar in 2026. Think what you want about Puka. I don't care. I really don't. Travis, go ahead, and then I got to hit these.
Yeah, real quick. Like you said, he's going to be
hey, I'm sorry to cut you off. My bad, Travis.
Very good.
If you could get me at the end of it before you go on the super chats.
Yeah. Hang tight. All right, go ahead.
I appreciate it.
No, all I was going to say was with Puka, like he's going to be a big discount next year and I know half the people saying I'm not touching him next year will backtrack on that or whatever. Like said,
they will. They will.
But to think Baker is like broken though isn't accurate because while he's not injured, he's been banged up in some way, shape, or form since week 5.
Yeah.
So he's going to have all season to get healthy, and maybe he's not quite the guy he was with Cohen, but those first 5 weeks they were talking about Baker playing at an MVP level. So I think he's still going to be fine there.
It'll be hard to trust Baker in 2026, I will admit.
Yeah.
Not at Puka's cost of entry based on the Panic Peters, for sure. Real quickly, caller, you're live, 713. What's your name and where are you calling from? And then I got to get to these.
Yes, this is Holiday. You remember me, bro?
Holiday. Why do
I don't know.
Why do we call
you
that?
remember me?
Why do we call you that?
No. I don't know. My last name's Holiday, though.
Oh, okay.
My last name's Holiday.
Holiday. What's up, Holiday?
But I got a few things, and I'll keep it quick. First, I made it to the championship as a 7-7 team with Hendy.
Nice.
The guy just shit the bed. He had Puka on his team, first, player to play, and then he had Josh Allen, fucking, bunch of players that got sub 10 points.
Keep the bombs to a minimum with the monetization. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry about that. But yeah, no, he was the number one guy, and I was 7-7. So, my question is, do you think Hendy will be back for next week?
No.
Because it wasn't confirmed that he had a concussion.
Did you see him try to get up and fall down? The one I'm not.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm not saying there's no shot. There's obviously things that happen. Guys pass through stages of the protocol really fast, and then they can't get through the last stage, and then they don't play. Some guys look bad, and then they get through really quickly. But the one thing you'll have
CeeDee Lamb.
The one thing you have to keep in mind is based on the reaction. When he ends up falling down and he has when there's severe fencing or when there's some severe balance equilibrium problem where Hendy doesn't even know what's going on, he got rocked, bro. Think about it. It's brain damage. Yeah. The more brain damage you have, the more likely you're going to be out of it and you won't be able to stand. You'll have fencing. So you got to think that Henderson had more brain damage than the average concussion if he couldn't get up. And if he had to go straight to the locker room instead of the tent, did he have more brain damage than the average concussion? Yeah, he had to have. Now, I can't tell you that he doesn't because he's this young kid that's never suffered any head trauma, doesn't go through the process fast, but my guess is he will not play next week.
Okay, based off of him going, falling down and then going
severe
to the
head
locker
trauma,
room.
Bro. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a guess.
Based off of that, I think diversifying is really smart. Just how everything is shifting in the NFL. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of injuries, and for whatever reason, that's just how it is. But next year, I will definitely be diversifying.
Yes, sir. Well, congrats on.
And then, thank you, man. I wanted to say, way back in the beginning of the season, I don't know, I would do these $100 haulers or whatever, and then you gave me a bold prediction for them, and my prediction was the Houston Texans would be the #1 defense. Now, I don't know if that's completely true, but I feel like a lot of it did come true.
Nice.
But I don't know if I'm on the board.
I don't know. We'll have to look. Hopefully, we did put it on there, and you'll be in a good spot. I do remember reading something like that. I think. I don't know. I'll have to look.
Yeah. And last thing, and I'll let you go. I made a trade. The reason I was 3-6 and I ended the year 7-7, and I made the trade. I got Gibbs, Travion Henderson, Brock Bowers, and CeeDee Lamb, and Trey Tucker, all in one trade. And I gave him a.
This guy sounds.
What's that?
You were 3-6.
I was 3-6.
Okay.
And I got those players.
Yeah, nice job, bro.
And I went 7-7.
It sounds like Shia LaBeouf.
And I just beat the top guy. And I don't know, man. Like I'm not saying this to boast, but I'm saying this to just let people on the show know, like, even though you're down and out, some shit could happen. Anything can happen. And excuse my language, I apologize. But yeah,
you sound like Shia LaBeouf.
I'm excited to be here.
Have you ever been told you sound like Shia LaBeouf?
Dude, I was at the Texans game, man, and my voice is like gone, dude.
All right, bro. Hey, appreciate you. Yeah, 3-6. Anybody can do it. All right.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Later, bro.
All right. Have a good one, man.
Holiday. Let me get these out real quick, Travis. Racing Boy with a $20 hauler. My boy. Appreciate you, Racing Boy, dropping
alert.
This one.
Super chat alert.
It's not that I don't swear, guys. I swear like a sailor, but like on the phone line, I don't know why people can't really pick up on that. It's then the video, it's the monetization for that specific video gets tweaked and altered, and then sometimes whatever. So I don't want. That's why I say that. Don't just come in and start like a sailor dropping all these bombs. I know other channels let it rip, but that's fine. I mean, I'm not against swearing. It's just it also creates for like a roughneck environment too. You let everybody start cursing up a storm on the phone line, it becomes a roughneck phone line, and so definitely not up for that. So just let you know in advance, everybody. Super chats. Let me just get through these real quick, Travis. In my redraft league, I might not be out yet, but I'm up 56.4. But he has Purdy and CMC left. Thoughts? Purdy and CMC 56.4. I mean, it's pretty close. I think I don't even know what side I'd want to be. It's probably 50-50. Because, that's a lot of points, though. That's a lot of points. I mean, you think about like a 25-point, 29-point running back week, and then, I would rather probably be ahead without having the two players, but it's pretty close. Also started 3-6 and 1 out from there on out. I hear a lot of 3-6 victory stories, so nobody should ever remember this for next year. Travis, remember that number, 3-6. If Ron were here, he's an elephant. He remembers things like an elephant. That didn't sound good. I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry, Ron. Ron has a memory of an elephant. Ron remembers everything, so Ron will remember 3-6. But Travis, you were. Jeez. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. Ron. 3-6, easy to come back from. I've seen 3-7 before. Did Tampa forget that Puka was on the team? Lamar's falling apart, my guy. I'm up 16 points, and wow, does Lamar put us in a bad spot? What? Oh, WTF? I mean, it's injury. Like, what can you do? You know, won my league this week. Won my league this week. I went with your lineup suggestions with May, Gainwell, Sutton, Harvey, Puka, Jettas, and put up 177. Glad to hear it, my boy. Oh, man.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
Let's see here. It's awesome. This one here, let's finish strong and have a good 2026. Thanks for all the great work, Smitty. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you, Zach, for dropping that. And 177. Awesome job, Ben. It's awesome. And last two super chats to get caught up at least, and then I'll hit the phone lines. Down only 16 points with CMC plus Pinheiro. Left after facing Puka and Lamar in home league, down 13.5 with Kittle left in a work league. Think I get it. I think you probably get it in both leagues. Obviously, the first one probably even more. Love you, Smitty, and all that you do. Won my league tonight. I can't believe so many people have a championship week this week. It's kind of odd. Won my league tonight. I've been a top 3 scorer in all my leagues as well. Can I get a Saturn shot? Absolutely, bro. Congrats. How about a Jupiter? I'll give you Saturn. You want a Saturn, but I'll give you a Jupiter too.
To Jupiter.
All right, appreciate you. And then let's see here. Last super chat from Kenny. Shout out to all the teams going to the finals with Brandon Ayuk. Yeah. Oh, man. All right, Travis, you're live. Thank you for the supers.
Yeah, I think it might have been Shane. Yeah, Shane was just saying Diggs made $700,000. You got the
awesome.
Yes, because
$700K
like the per game bonus, and then he went over 70 receptions. And
yeah, I think
now he's up to 76 receptions now, so he's got a shot at 80.
Yeah,
anyway.
So he needs
6,000 yards is in within reach too. He only needs 131 yards to get 1,000. So
131 in 2 games, and then another 6 receptions gets him $500K. That's awesome. I mean, I wish you would have did it last week. And, we when we started to say the incentives were important, but that's why we talked about the incentives. They're huge. They're a big motivator, and they also get Drake May throwing to him because they know he needs it.
I mean, to me, I know they were winning and everything, but he needs to be getting 8 to 10 targets a game. Like, he's just so much better. Like, all their guys are good role players and stuff, but you see it, like, he might not be that top 5 guy anymore, but his hands and his footwork are still so elite. They need to get him the ball.
Yeah. What a day, though. What a mixed bag.
What was your take on the Ravens with Henry? Like Harbaugh said at the end of the game, Henry and Mitchell, they were in a rotation, and he planned on bringing Henry back if the drive continued. But it's like, you got to switch it up. Like, I understand they haven't been given as many carries here and there, but, like, the Patriots couldn't stop them. I don't know why they didn't just keep going back to them.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think, I can't explain a lot of coaching decisions this year, man. It's been crazy. It's been
very stubborn.
Yeah. What's your take on what's your take on what Vrabel's going to do with Hendy, with Ramondre having another week, and let's say he has success? Does he revert a little bit back toward a 50-50 in the playoffs? That's my fear. Not that affects 2026 too much, but
only if Ramondre was amazing, because Ramondre's always been pretty good in the pass game. Like, he always makes some catches and stuff, so I don't really worry about that. And he had that one big run. And besides that, so unless he goes out and dominates or something, and Hendy misses the game, like, I don't think so. I think they believe him.
Yeah. I think Stevenson's also.
But we're gonna worry about it until we like see it for sure. For multiple games, it's always gonna be a worry.
What are we doing with Genty? I mean, what a great game for a running back that faced the worst possible matchup he could go up against in the Houston Texans. Man made his own yards, his own things happen. It wasn't like he had open wide rushing lanes. He made those things happen. He looked fantastic. Genty, like, does he climb into, like, let's say he ends on a okay note, but not as good of a note as this week. But let's say he has like 90 yards and a touchdown, and then doesn't play a lot in the final game for whatever reason, gets banged up a little bit, or they just rest him. What do you think? Where do you think he goes? Is he a second rounder or third rounder, or did he not do enough this year? I know we're waiting on everything, but like, if you had to predict right now, and vote in the chat right now, did Genty just climb mountains of ADP rounds based on that one game?
I think he's a third rounder either way, just because of the talent and if you actually look at his game logs, like, I mean, I guess in the more casual leagues, maybe people might ignore it, but I mean, he's finished, he's RB2 on the week right now. He's been RB4, RB5, RB1, RB12, like, so like, it's there.
Vampy, what do you think, Vampy? Drop your thoughts in the chat. Vampy to Jupiter.
To Jupiter.
Third round, unless he just goes nuclear for the last couple weeks, and maybe people might take him higher.
Yeah, 2-3 turn. I think it depends on what happens. If he goes,
that's appropriate.
If he goes out and craps the bed the next 2 weeks, like, not just doesn't get used right, but craps the bed like 20 yards, doesn't get used at all, but also like 20 yards, then all of a sudden, I think people start saying, never mind.
And it'll depend too, even though, you have to look at the context of these rankings. People don't always pick apart, did they just have, a good 8 weeks, or what their season was like. If he does well and he ends up as he was RB16 going into this week, so he's going to jump up a few slots. If he ends up as a top 12 running back, people will take notice of that, and that'll, they'll rank him that high. So, boost his value.
Anything else, Travis? Probably not going to be here that long tonight. I don't think I'm going to do a Dynasty stream tonight. I'm worn out. I need a
long day.
A graveyard shift off. I love when people are like, Smitty, take the day off, relax. It's like, bro, it's midnight. I'm not taking like the day off. I'm just doing one less additional stream. Smitty, you deserve the time off. I get that all the time. Smitty, take the time off. You deserve some time off. Just take it off. Like, you do realize it's like 12:24 a.m. It's not. Anything else, Travis?
Yeah. So I made it to one championship, and if JT gets less than 30 points, I get to another. And if Sanford and D gets less than 20 points, I get to another. So that'd be nice. I never feel safe with JT though until the game's over.
I'm going to the Patreon League Championship, by the way.
Yeah, that's right.
I beat Johnny.
Congrats on that.
I have Stafford.
Let's see.
King Henry, Henderson, Pickens.
You got a squad.
Yeah,
you got a real nice squad.
Devontae Smith, ETN.
Right now, in Marsman, let's see. Oh wow! So UC has has JT and CMC and Kittle tomorrow, so he could come back. And then if Mark Cleveland is going to go to the championship, if Jennings gets more than 6 points,
yeah,
so it'll be interesting to look at.
All right, Travis, calling tomorrow. Appreciate you.
Thanks, mate.
Later.
Talk to you later.
All right, guys. I appreciate everybody being here. My little pep talk. I'll just say this. I'll just say, we got a long off season ahead. If anybody's still in it, we're here for you. I'm still in leagues, but like, I really feel like my season ended with my best ball mania team getting knocked out. So, you know, I am kind of in a ready to go. I'm ready for next year type of thing, even though I want to close it out on these other championships or whatever. But we're going to get on to 2026 content while attacking 2025. So obviously anybody can ask a super chat or a question about their team at any moment. So if we do get into 2026 topics and you feel like, oh, this isn't you, all you got to do is ask. You know, all you got to do is call in or drop a super chat specifically, change the narrative of any conversation. But we are going to start digging into 2026 quite a bit moving forward. In that, we'll have discussions about 2025 too. You know, like, hey, what do we think of the Genti? Let's talk about these next 2 weeks. But what do we think if this happens? What do we think if that happens? Congrats to everybody for winning. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Appreciate you. Thanks, Mods. Thank you, Vampy. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Blackbeard. Thank you, Space Ricky. Thank you, Sick Nasty. Thank you, DeBalt. Thank you, Simi Valley. Thank you, Kenny Powers. Thank you, Doobie. I think I got everybody. Am I missing a mod? Travis, let me know if I am. See you all tomorrow. Thank you all for the super chats. No Dynasty show tonight. Thank you all my Rumblers. Let me go to my Rumble real quick. Damn, I keep forgetting on Rumble. Oh, God. JT, you here? Damn it. JT, I'm so sorry. JT, you want a whiteboard? I got to keep looking at JT because JT had dropped a $20 or $50 super chat, and I'll leave it sitting there for like 15 minutes. JT, you here? Hopefully, let me see if JT's still in the building. JT, where you at? Dang it, Smitty. JT, you're here. My boy, JT. I think he's here. All right, JT, let's get a whiteboard going. Okay. Yo, dog. You dog. Smitty, you dog. Championship matchup. Hammer has Dak, CD, Nico, Gibbs, ETN, Schultz, T, Evans, Denver D. He has Hurts, Wilson, Myers, Cook, Henry, Ferguson. Thoughts? JT, thank you. Sorry about the delay again. I promise you, JT, I will get better about seeing your Rebel rant sitting there. I don't know what. Let's marker board this, JT. Let's figure this out. So your team is going to be on the right. So we're going to put Dak versus Hurts. I give him a slight advantage here. We've got Gibbs versus Cook. And I give you the significant advantage, almost like a check and a half. But Cook is obviously playing really well, so we got to give him his flowers. ETN versus his Henry. I would call this a pretty even trade. Henry's playing amazing right now, but he's been sporadic all year. I'd even say slight edge to you. We'll go one check mark there. Honestly, this is like a dotted. It's like a check mark and a half. You've got CD and Nico. He's got Wilson, Myers. You got a better team, man. So Wilson, I like Wilson, but we're going to give you a check mark. Nico versus Myers. How is Nico? Didn't he get a little bit banged up in the game? I think maybe he did he end up coming out okay? There was a moment where he shook up a little bit, but I don't think I see anything specific. Does anybody know if Nico was struggling with something? If not, you have at least almost a 2.5 check advantage. And then you've got T and Evans and Schultz, and he's got... Bro, your team crushes his. I would give this a 8.9 out of 10. And I give his team a 7.8 out of 10. Maybe 7.5. Maybe 7.3. Ferguson, Henry, Cook, Myers. He's got good pieces, but it's not even close to yours. I don't think I put the score here. 7.3 and an 8.10 or 8.9. Hebrew Hammer. New Age, appreciate you. New Age Outlaw over on the Rumble. He gifted a membership to 97 Trees. New Age, thank you for gifting that membership. JT, you want to call in Hebrew Hammer if you got anything else? I want to make sure I take care of you. Thank you for dropping the $50 hauler.
$50. Give me $50.
If you have something, dial in. Hebrew Hammer only. Sunbeams, appreciate your $10 super chat. Very much appreciated. Thanks for the content this year. I'll catch you in the off season. Don't go too far, Sunbeams, because the off season starts right away. That's where some of the magic happens. Got first round by a guy with Puka, JSN, Bijan, Chase Brown, ETN, just to name a few. 205 standard PPR scoring. I'm sorry about the L, but Sunbeams, don't go too far. I'm sorry you got taken out. That sounds like a brutal matchup. All right, guys. I assume Hebrew's good. Hebrew Hammer, appreciate you, bro, for dropping the membership. Down 10, I have Niners D and kicker got the W. I think so. I'd rather be you. I'd rather have the Niners D and Niners kicker Pinheiro versus being in the other guy's shoes. I'd rather be you. But anything can happen. Need 27 out of Purdy and Warren. That's going to be a tall order, but possible. All right, guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Appreciate you. Thank you, Hebrew Hammer. Thank you, BBQ. Thank you, New Age Outlaw. New Age Outlaw and BBQ dropping gifted memberships. Gifted memberships by BBQ. He dropped 20 earlier. 12 days of BBQ miss. Been fantastic. We had a $20 hauler from Racing Boy again from 274. $50 from Hebrew Hammer. And Andor with the $50 hauler. Andor, appreciate you. Andor's the man. See you all tomorrow. Appreciate you. Get some rest. Later, Hebrew Hammer. Appreciate you, bro. Hopefully you felt taken care of. I'm sorry I delayed on seeing your message. See you all later.